What's up, YouTube? In this video, I want to discuss what I call black privilege. Now, I know some of y'all never heard of black privilege. What is black privilege? I never heard of black privilege. Okay, I'm going to explain black privilege. Black privilege is not really the same as white privilege. Basically, the whole white privilege thing is having something as a race of people that you benefit from that the other race of people don't. That's white privilege, basically. Okay, and the only thing that white privilege was is that as a race of people, they had more money. That's it. Right? They had more money, and which led to more materialistic outer things. That's it. That's the only thing, basically. Okay. I'm going to be discussing black privilege. Okay? And like I said in my earlier videos, you got to be careful about the word black, because you look up the etymology of the word black, you can understand why and what I'm talking about. And what I mean by you gotta be careful, okay? Because the etymology of the word black tells you the opposite, okay? The total opposite of what we call each other today as black and what we call them as white. Alright, now, just look it up, alright? Because I don't have a lot of time to really get in detail. Okay, so black privilege is something that we, as a conscious group of people, need to start really grabbing on to, really grabbing hold of the black privilege. And what is black privilege? Black privilege is it's a group of a bunch of abstract and actually physical things. Black privilege is basically melanin. Okay, having melanin, that's black privilege. The Christ energy, that's black privilege. The pineal gland, black privilege. Mythology and how to break down esoteric definitions of the mythology, that's black privilege. And the Bible is also black privilege, because the Bible is symbolic to the human body. That's black privilege. Solomon, that's black privilege. Okay, Egypt and Gnosticism, where Gnosis, Egypt means the black body. That's black privilege. Israel, Isis, Ra, and El, the Holy Trinity, that's black privilege. Okay? Now, the Holy Trinity is black privilege because of the simple fact, as I mentioned in my videos before, you're talking about anthropomorphism. That's black privilege. That is substance, that is energy, that is sediment on the inside of your black body. That's black privilege, okay? And consciousness, utilizing your consciousness, energy, Neptunian science, that's all black privilege. Okay, that's all ancient teachings from different black racial groups all around the world in ancient times. Okay, you had the Olmecan beings, you had the Atlantean beings, you had the Lemurian beings, you had the Osirian beings, you had the Luciferian beings, you had the Netters, all that's black privilege. Okay. You even had a group of Moors that were in Ireland or Iceland that was teaching grimoire. Okay, all that's black privilege. Okay, I just wanted to do this video. I know it's vague, but like I said, we need to conscious group of people that's doing the magic, that's trying to do the magic, that's learning how to do the magic, that's learning how to utilize the energy, utilize the consciousness, work with this Christ energy. We really need to start really coming together, not as a group, because we need to stay away from groups. I'm talking about coming together as as a mind, as a whole mind. So basically, what I mean by that, coming together. Coming together, I mean not physically coming together. But I mean, we need to get to a certain level to where if we see each other out here in the world or in this demiurge, we should be able to identify what entity or who or what entity that we're dealing with. Okay, because it's all black, it's all melanin, it's all melanated spirits that reside inside of the body. Okay. Some of us are radiating at the heart chakra. Some of us are radiating at the pineal gland. Alright? But the majority of the masses are radiating at the gut chakra, the lower sacral vertebrae. And even then, it's really not operating on the sacral chakra. It's even lower than that. It's basically the genitals. Okay? It's the genitals, the realm of physical fornication, the realm of inside, the third dimension. The whole thing about that is the story of the Christ is to raise that sexual energy up to the heart chakra or the pineal gland. Alright? We need to really start upgrading and really pushing this effort. Okay? Because I'm seeing a change out here in the demiurge. There's a change in consciousness with the masses, white people and black people. With the masses, it's a lot of things going on, and my advice to the conscious group that's out here that's actually doing it for real, is we really need to start doing things silently. And what I mean by that is we need to really get into the art of communicating with other conscious members, other conscious groups, with our pineal gland, or with telekinesis. Okay? We actually have that ability to communicate through telekinesis, or telepia, or whatever you want to call it. That's black privilege. Okay? That is how the demons, or the children of hell, or the sons of gods or goddesses communicate. It wasn't through the physical mouth, it was through the pineal gland. Alright? Through psychic visions. Okay? That's black privilege. We need to start claiming this shit back. Because it's ours anyway. We are the source. If we are the source, if we are the batteries, okay? We were the slaves at one point. That means that the energy is ours. It's ours to harness and it's ours to claim back. Alright? I am talking to the conscious folk that don't need to be governed by this low form of government. Police, regular government, stuff like that. Because you got different forms of government. You got this demiurge government, which is a Yaldabaoth's authority figures. And you got different forms of authority figures that a Yaldabaoth put over and outside of you to keep you in check. Okay? That is basically for the masses of the people that want to be followed, like religion. Like you say, you got police, the regular, that basically govern the group of people that can't even have a simple, peaceful lifestyle. That's how dead most people are. Okay? Now, for the ones that's out here doing the work, the conscious, the super conscious people, well, not people, beings. Okay? The beings. The beings that's out here, that's doing the work, that's getting this conscious information, that's working with these entities, learning these entities, that's learning about these entities, and these entities are basically teaching you, giving you visions, giving you insight, giving you forethought, giving you psychic abilities, because they do all of that. They are different concepts of all those different abilities that I just named. And that's black privilege. Okay? That's black privilege. Alright? Now, I want to say this. In Gnosis, I learned that like about the whole diet. Now, Bobby explained to us before that it really don't matter what you eat. And it doesn't. Even the Buddha explained to me, it really don't matter what you eat. If you watch the movie Journey to the West, it's on Netflix. Watch that movie. On how Buddha, the fat Buddha, he explained when he was eating that piece of chicken. Now watch that movie. It's called Journey to the West. It's on Netflix. I hope it is. But it's called The Journey to the West. He was eating a piece of chicken. He bit into the chicken, and his disciple was like, Buddha, I thought that went against our teachings. He was like, yeah, but that's only a physical act. I can eat whatever I want. Okay? Yeah. It really doesn't matter what you eat, but it does when you are in the process of waking up, and when you are in the process of becoming conscious, it does matter what you eat. So in Gnosis, when you eat this meat, when you eat this low demiurge meat, especially ground meat, the meat that been on the ground, the meat that walks around its whole life until it gets slaughtered, that's ground meat. It dents. It lowers your light. It densifies your consciousness and your light. So, I was reading on the mythology of Atagartha. There's a goddess, an ancient goddess. Her name is Atagartha. So is Ishtar. Her name is Atagartha. And she taught me a lot about the sacred cow and the beef and all that. I haven't had beef. It's been about 5 years since I had any type of beef. The only thing closest to beef that I eat is probably cheese. I don't even really drink cow milk. I barely drunk it my whole life. I don't drink it now. What I'm drinking now is almond milk. Okay? So yeah, the meat is it's another form of a cosmic trap. Yaldabaoth knew that when you were put down here into the bodies, he knew the energy. He knew the Christ energy that you had inside of you. He knew that it wouldn't take you too long to come back to your Godhead. So he had to create some things in order to keep you down here. Alright? One of them was the food. The main reason why the beef is sacred in India or the Hindu or whatever is because beef, the cow, symbolizes sleep. It represents sleep, not physical sleep. Okay? I'm talking about subconsciously. It puts you to sleep. It dims your light. Alright? And that's what meat basically does. Okay? Especially beef. Beef is beef is just as bad as fucking swine. Okay? You gotta get off the beef in order for your spirit body to awaken. Like I said, I work in the demiurge 12 hours, alright? And I get home, I don't feel it. I don't feel my body being tired from working 12 hours. I don't feel it because of the simple fact my energy is constantly burning. Because I don't have that meat, that low density ground meat that's inside of me that's burning my energy. Alright, keeping me tired. So that's what it does. So when you eat this meat, when you eat this beef, especially beef, it takes energy inside of your body. It takes that spirit. And that spirit is burning. It's basically burning its energy to break that shit down. That's why you get tired and sluggish. That's why when you eat and you go to bed and you wake up the next day and you all fucked up and tired or whatever, that's because your body, that spirit hasn't really regenerated itself because you put that low density meat inside of your body. And a cow is a cow. A cow is basically just a one-dimensional or two-dimensional being. It just eats and it just shits and it just moves. That's it. And it's lazy. So when you eat that shit all your life, you are lazy, you think one-dimensional, you really can't do much. That's what the beef does. It basically, it puts to sleep your subconscious. So, in other words, if you want to have more energy, you should eat things that give you energy. One thing about Bruce Lee said, because I grew up watching Bruce Lee. I was a huge fan of Bruce Lee, okay? Huge fan when I was growing up. One thing he said, you eat sluggish food, the body and the spirit will be sluggish, okay? Now, when you get to a certain point of consciousness, it doesn't matter what you eat. That's why I understood what Bobby was talking about. I understood what the Buddha was talking about in that movie. When you get to a form of consciousness and a higher form of spirituality, it really doesn't matter what you eat. But when you are in the process of becoming more spiritual and becoming more into that Christ energy, you need to do certain things so your body and your mind and your spirit can wake up. Okay? And that's black privilege, you know. We have, as conscious melanated people, we have that ability to do certain things. All we have to do is sacrifice. Sacrifice is a powerful thing. Okay? If we sacrifice personal pleasures, personal endeavors, we can have a reawakening of certain things that we forgot over time. Another good example of that is the Monkey King 2. In the movie The Monkey King 2, he was put into this mountain. He was encased into this mountain called Five Finger Mountain. Okay, and this monk or this Buddhist found the Monkey King. Okay? In this movie, he represents the slaves. If you watch this movie very closely, and if you pay attention to what's going on, not all the action, not all the kung fu and all the flying, but if you actually pay attention, he actually represents what slavery was. When we were slaves, we look at what we physically went through. No, slavery was a spiritual necessary. Okay? The Monkey King was a slave in this movie so he could learn certain things to reawakening himself. So, watch that movie, The Monkey King, so you can understand what I'm saying, and watch that movie, The Journey to the West, so you can understand what's going on with these different abilities and these different forms of consciousness. Okay? So all that's black privilege. Anything that's It's dealing with mythology. It's dealing with all these mystical powers like Harry Potter, the Monkey King, even video games, Final Fantasy, all that, Dragon Ball Z, even some more realistic movies like Hancock, Lucy, movies like that, things like that. All that is representation of melanated beings. Okay? That's black privilege. Alright? I just wanted to explain that. It's nothing really physical. This is not about materialistic things. It's not about getting BMWs and getting gold grills and all that shit. No, that's for a group of people. That's for the masses that need to be governed on a certain level because they haven't reached that aptitude yet of even being conscious. It's like Bobby said in one of his videos a long time ago, I watched a couple years ago, because I've been doing this for about 7, maybe going on 8 years, okay? And I'm getting into, I'm really getting into this whole grimoire and this whole runology thing. Just for example, I've been, like I said, today, had a chance to study this book a little bit more. Alright, this book here, you guys get a good look at it. I mentioned this book before. Okay, but this book has a lot of information, powerful information, okay? And this talks about